Hi everyone, welcome to this video tutorial series on how to fill the activity and field visit forms on BITRIX. And as you guys know that we have completely migrated to BITRIX platform from 1st of October 2018, and most of you have already started reporting the activities and field visits on BITRIX. But some of our colleagues were facing difficulties in filling the uh, reimbursement form in particular. So then I decided to make short videos on three concepts. One is on how to fill the activity and field visit forms. Second, how to claim your investments. And third is how to ask for an advance. Okay. So in this first video in this series, I would like to give you a short tutorial on how you can fill the activity or field visit that you make. And then we will proceed in next two videos on how to fill the reimbursement form and also the advance form. So without any further ado, let's begin. So in this complete tutorial, I will be using a dummy ID that I have created known as Felix, who reports to me. So I will be filling the dummy activity and field visit in Felix account. So let me first log in to the BITRIX account. Okay, so once you log into the BITRIX account, as you guys know, the first thing that you need to do is you go into intranet, right? And then you click on finance and monitoring. In the finance and monitoring, I'm not going in detail of what all these are. I'm just focusing on how to fill the activity and field visit form itself. For the rest, you can refer the user guide that I have already circulated to you all. So you then move on to fill your activity. Click on forms. And here you can find two tabs. One is activity and other is the field visit. So I'm gonna fill an activity form here in Felix account. Assume that Felix is has done a training. Okay, so he wants to report that on BITRIX. Right. So then I just start typing in. So assume that this was a producer training in maybe Colombo, Sri Lanka. And then you have to give your start and end day of the program. Assume that the training started on 2nd and ended on 3rd. If the training ended on the same day, you have to select 2nd itself because start and end day are both the same. But for now, I assume that the training was for 2 days, that is 2nd and 3rd of October. Reporter name will automatically pop up here. That it's not an issue. Okay, then here you can type in the team member who have accompanied you. For example, I type Sumida, for example, if he has attended. So you can type and the drop down pops up. You can select the member accompanying you. Okay, so let me move forward and here you can fill any non-NAPP accompanying team member if any has accompanied you. For example, Federated International or some NFO or some FMO. So you can fill it that here. And in the region, you select the region that you belong to. So Sri Lanka belongs to South Asia region. And here you select the country and the city where the activity has happened. And here you will select the date of travel. You travel to that particular activity. So 2nd and 3rd were the days when the training happened. So you might have probably traveled on 1st and the training ended on 3rd. So you might probably have come on 4th. for example, right? And here you can just type in the time spent traveling to the location of event. So I type here maybe I spent 4 hours traveling to the location from my base location. I spent 16 hours in training, and I spent 4 hours to travel back to my base location from the activity location. And that 4 plus 16 plus 4 is equivalent to 24, and divided 24 hours. So 24 hours divided by 8 is what gives you the number of equivalent days. So 3 days. So that will be calculated automatically. And moving further, you can just uh, name the name of the organization that delivered the event. So I tell NAPP has delivered the event. What happened? I say producer training. If some other thing has happened, you can mention others and mention the details. But for now, I'm selecting producer training. Let's move ahead. So here you can select the what is the purpose of this training. So you have all these dependencies already created. According to your selection, you will be seeing the drop-downs. So for now, let us assume that Felix connected this training to supporting thematic work, maybe on child rights and workers' rights. Okay. And the next thing, was this activity fully or partially covered by funding from a specific program? So if NAPP has not funded this program, or some other partner has funded, you can select yes. This was partially or fully covered. Or if NAPP has completely funded for this program, you can say no, this program was not partially or fully covered by any other specific program. And here you can select the organizations, producer organizations who have attended the training or the activity that you have conducted. So maybe I so there is a database that has been already loaded in BITRIX from ESET data. So you can just type in the name of the producer organization, or you can type in the FLO ID, and the respective uh, producer organization can be found. So for example, I just select 2 or 3 and randomly, and all 3 selections have been made. That is, 3 producer organizations have visited this training, participated in this training, for example. And then this is very, very important, strategy KPIs. As you know, I reached out to you for the biannual reporting in July. So Fed International has defined key performance indicators. We are bound to report to Fed International on these KPIs. So it is very, very critical that you connect your activities to the concerned KPIs. So this particular training I select, this was a risk management training, improving working conditions in high labor setups, for example, influencing migrant policies, so on and so forth. So I have selected the strategic KPIs, and if you find that something is missing, you can select others and also can mention that particular KPI that you would like to report. But now I only select 3 and move forward. And here assume that uh, cane sugar, uh, maybe herbs, herbal teas and spices, and tea. These are the type of producers segregated by product category that have attended. I have highlighted this here. And moving forward, I also select the type of activity that has been done. For example, this is a fated organized event. I come here, I give basic, a brief description on what is the main objective. For now, I'm not filling anything. Just moving forward, please briefly describe the activities carried out. You can mention here. This is very, very important. How does this activity or field visit contribute to the achievement of our goal? So mention here all these basic details that we already have in our Excel sheet reporting. And also you can select whether the data that you enter here should be kept confidential, yes or no. So you can select. If you say yes, then give the reason. If you say no, then you can move ahead. And I request particularly you all, most of us, although filling the activity and field visit, they are not attaching the relevant pictures of that program, and also attendance sheet signed by the participant of that program. So this is very, very critical. You can add multiple number of files here. You can select the pictures, the attendance sheet, or any other document that you feel is very important for this activity, and can attach the same here. And then you can also mention whether the focus of this event was on youth participation. If the focus was on youth participation, you say yes, and come down and give the breakup of the participants. Say for example, 20 male participants have attended your training. Among them, 5 were less than 18, say 10 were 18 to 24, and 5 were above 24. And similarly, female participants, assume you 10 participants participated in your training, some 3 were below 18, and some 3 were from 18 to 24. This will help us in analyzing disaggregating the data on the basis of the age of the participants. And next, this is very, very critical. I would like to focus, and most of our colleagues are not filling this participant details. So here what we require is the overall number of participants by type of producer. For example, I select here fair trade, SPO, or farmer. I click on this 3 liners. I select, I close this window, and here I say that among this 20 plus 10, 30 participants, assume that 20 were from SPOs. Among that 20, 15 were male, and 5 were female participants, and rest 10 were from SPO management, for example. So you close this, and you have to mention, say, 5 male and 5 female. So this is how you give the breakup of the participants of that training. So now your form is filled and ready to be sent to your reporting manager for approval. So Felix now saves this form. The form has been saved, but the form has only been saved in a draft mode. It is still not sent to your reporting manager for approval. As you guys already know, the levels of approval for an activity or field visit form is like this. So whenever you do activity or field visit, an employee fills that particular form and sends it to the reporting manager. Reporting manager approves that, and then it automatically moves to MEL manager for approval from MEL's perspective. And if the reporting manager wants to change or ask you to make some modifications in the field activity or field visit form, he can reject and send the form back to you. The similar way, MEL manager can also reject the form and send the form back to you to rectify those forms that you have filled. For now, assume that everything is good and Felix wants to send this to his reporting manager. Okay. And one other thing which you will be observing here is that here, whenever you fill a form and save it, a new unique ID is created. Date of program underscore the place of the event underscore the reporter. So this will identify us in uniquely tracking the activities in our biannual analysis. So now, here is a status bar which gives you the progress against the approval levels. So now this shows that activity has been added. So the second block says send to reporting manager. So it is still saved as a draft mode itself. So before sending, if you want to edit this form, you can utilize this edit option here. If you want to delete altogether this activity or field visit form, you can delete this altogether. For now, assume that Felix is satisfied with this form and he wants to send this to his reporting manager for approval. So Felix clicks on this block and it is sent to the reporting manager. Okay, so this is the first step that you have to do to send it to your reporting manager, and the form has been sent to the reporting manager. Now let me show you how that appears in the login of your reporting manager. Okay, so since Felix is a dummy ID which is reporting to me, so now you can see that here in the workflow it shows one, that is I have a report or an activity or field visit form. So this is a unique ID that has been created by Felix. So now your reporting manager starts this and he goes to the document. Now reporting manager will analyze this report from different perspective. If everything is good and if reporting manager is satisfied, reporting manager can approve your accept your form, and then this will automatically move to the MEL manager for approval. But if your reporting manager wants to have some changes made in this particular form, for example, Felix has filled form, so I want him to make some changes. Say for example, give details of uh, you know uh, what should I say, details of some fields, for example. I'm not specifying what fields, but your reporting manager can comment on this particular form and send it to you for uh, uh, for modifications to be made. For now I am rejecting this form to demonstrate to you how this form will come back to you. So the reporting manager is rejecting this one. Okay, so the form has been rejected now. So let me go back to Felix account. I refresh it. So I get a notification here. Okay, so I think I'm not able to cover this. Okay, let me show you in this way. Yeah, so here is the bell icon wherein the notifications come in. So Felix account shows that your form change status has been changed to rejected by reporting manager. So what Felix will do is to goes to his finance and monitoring. You can see that the status of this particular form has been changed. So Felix clicks on this account here. So he can see the comment made by his reporting manager, give details of so and so. So Felix then comes here and edits the form. Okay. So now once Felix has, say for example, he has missed mentioning some KPIs, for example, say I take this one and also this one. So this is the modification that has been made, and now Felix saves it again. Yes, now the form is again automatically sent to the reporting manager for approval, and the form will then move to reporting manager, and from there if reporting manager approves the form, it will move to MEL manager, and finally the form gets approved. So I'm not showing you in detail because this video consumes a lot of space, so I will not be able to send you a mail. So I'm just terminating it here, and I will show you how this status bar looks like when your activity is completely filled. Okay, so this is how your activity will status bar will look like. It looks completely green when it is completely approved. Okay, so what you do is, go to your finance and monitoring, you go to the forms. So what you do is uh, you can go to the search bar, you can search by your name, show only those files or those activities which has been filled by Felix. Runs a search, so all those search activities come up, and here is one of the forms which has already been approved of Felix, which is a dummy ID, and here it shows it has been rejected by reporting manager. So guys, this is how you fill in an activity or field visit form and send it to your reporting manager for approvals. So in the next video, I will be demonstrating you how you can fill once your activity is completely approved, you move to filling of the reimbursement forms. I will be showing that in the next video. So also, I would like to tell you that please be aware of these two tabs under forms. One is activity and field visit. So be sure which form you want to fill before you start filling the particular activity or field visit form, right? So thank you. See you in next video.